The news of the British victory reaches London a month later. The streets are filled with celebration. Writer Horace Walpole hasn't been to bed for 3 days.
It is still all gold. One would think we had plundered east and west of sunshine. Our bells are worn threadbare with ringing for victories.
In Versailles, Madame de Pompadour sees the fall of Quebec as one less problem for Louis XV. At last, she says, the king can get some rest. The British fleet leaves the fortress of Quebec and the British garrison to its sobering conquest and the November winds. Benoit Francois Bernier had been commissioner of war in Quebec. Now he is a prisoner of war.
Quebec is nothing but a shapeless mass of ruins. Confusion, disorder, pillaging reign even among the inhabitants. Everyone searches for his property, and not finding it, seizes that of other people. For English and French alike, all is chaos.
The Bishop of Quebec sees his people burning little fires of survival in shattered streets.
The inhabitants of the town are without wood for the winter, without bread, without flour, without meat. They survive only on a few biscuits and on the salt pork which the English soldiers sell them from their rations.
But soon, the British are as hungry and desperate as the people. The conquerors and the conquered are hostage to each other. General James Murray, the military governor of Quebec, has to cope with growing civil disorder.
Executed an inhabitant, heretofore a drummer with the French service, for having incited one of our soldiers to desert. At the same moment, a soldier of the 48th tried and convicted this day of robbing a French inhabitant. The instant it was reported, the sentence was put into execution.
Both the Canadians and the British know they share an imminent destiny, the Canadian winter. But in Montreal, it will be a winter of rebuilding. The defeated French army is preparing to fight once more. Jean-Baptiste Duprat, veteran of the Plains of Abraham, is making the Canadian militia a central part of the renewed army. The general who has replaced Montcalm is François Gaston de Lévis. He is determined to retake Quebec and pleads for reinforcements from France.
If the king decides not to give us any help, I must warn you that you will no longer be able to count on us at the end of May. We will be obliged to surrender out of misery since we are lacking everything.
In Quebec, John Knox sees a British garrison less concerned with training than surviving.
December 16th to the 21st. Our guards on the Grand Parade make a most grotesque appearance in their different dresses. The uniformity and the nicety of the clean, methodical soldier was not to be found in the rough, fur-wrought garb of the frozen Laplander.
and the garrison has another enemy. Malcolm Fraser of the Highlanders keeps a grim chronicle.
The scurvy, occasioned by salt provisions and cold, has begun to make fierce havoc in the garrison, and it becomes every day more general. Numbers of sick and dead since September 18, 1759. Sick, 2,312. Dead, 682.
The winter of 1760 finally wanes, and the St. Lawrence comes to life. General Lévis is convinced France will save Canada, and he wants to be in Quebec when the French Navy sails up the river.